Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Kerr again, and right now I'm just wanting to show y'all around my truck. This right here now, got my Chevrolet Cheyenne 1500 non-HD. This is not my ideal truck though. I wish I could get me like a 2500 or something. That'd be nice for logs. As y'all can see, we got that nice little bumper hitch right there with the receiver hitch. Got them Wrangler Goodyear tires on there. Except for that one's a street tire. Around here we got us the bow tie with the nice little taking care of business. Got me a radio antenna right there, right here now. This is from a CB antenna that I used to have. I used to have CB. Got these added tow mirrors right in here. Buying at Walmart. Right here. There's your horsepower intake right there now. What you do is you just screw that off and pour the liquid of your choice down in there. I would recommend just regular unleaded gasoline. Now this might look like a regular ordinary half ton, but it actually is a regular ordinary half ton. But let me show you the undercarriage of the rear end, because a lot of people don't know the parts to a rear end. I'm about to set all y'all straight. Alright, this right here, Chevrolet 10 bolt, either that or Dana 44. I don't know, I ain't been doing my research on that. Right here is your shock absorber. Right here's your leaf spring. This right here is drum brakes, your U-bolts for the leaf springs. This right here now, this saved my ass a couple times from breaking leaf springs. Alright. Right there sits right on top of the axle and prevents your leaf springs from bending too far. Alright, now this right here is your differential. And this is your axle housing. This right here has a 410 gear ratio inside of it. And this right here is your drive shaft. And this right here now is your pinion yoke. It hooks on the drive shaft, and behind it in here is your pinion gear. Alright. Now, since I have a 410 gear ratio, 410s are ready to pull 10,000 pounds. Alright. Now this is a half ton, and you can think that 10,000 pounds is amazing. But the only setback to having a half ton that can pull 10,000 pounds is right there. Right there is your leaf spring. Your leaf spring will prevent you from having that load on there because it will break. Trust me, I've tried it. I've had my axle just about, I've had my tires just about blown out from a bed load of logs. Alright. So now that you got your drive shaft up in there, and there's the thing about Chevrolet is that their drive shafts, they use the same on half ton and 3/4 tons nowadays. It used to not be that way, but in my year truck, which is a 97, it is that way. So I'm thinking about just updating my or upgrading my rear axle. I'm thinking about putting a full floating axle, because this right here now, this is just a semi-floating axle. Now, a lot of people don't know what that means. The semi-floating axle is where it bolts on the tires and the leaf springs, all the weight is on the axle shaft. But with the full floating, all the weight is on the axle housing, which prevents your axle from breaking from heavy loads, which is what some heavy-duty 3/4 tons use. Alright, now I'm about to go up to the front right there and show you my transmission. Let me get up under here a little bit. Oh no, I got some nice grass growing up there. Now this right here is where your drive shaft bolts into your transmission. Right here is your transmission fluid pan. It's a 16 bolt, which means it's a 4L60E, which is a TH700 that's electric, pretty much. Chevrolet renamed it when they made it electric. Now that thing puts out 610 foot-pounds of torque versus your 2500, which puts out around 700 to 800 foot-pounds of torque. So I'm pretty heavy duty with this truck. I can pull quite a bit if the leaf springs can handle it, that is. Alright. I'm about to go show you all my engine. The main horsepower component of the truck. This right here is your monster engine right here now. 4.3 liter V6. That's right, V6. As you can see right there, we got our spark plug wires. Got 3 on this side and got 3 over here. Added horsepower. Now this right here now is your breather box, and this right here is your air filter, which hooks up into your throttle body right here. Now I've done many of work on this truck. Let me put this breather box back on right fast. All right. Now I've done a lot of work on this truck. This is the second engine I've had in here. First one blew up because, see, logging, when I was first doing it, I wasn't making any money at all, except maybe about $20 a week. And you know, my water pump, which is right in here, went out on me. But unbeknownst to me, it was the water pump. But I didn't know it was. So, you know, it got pretty expensive buying antifreeze every day. So it was 15 degrees outside, so I just decided, okay, I'm gonna be a retard and put water in it. Well, that cracked the block after it overheated a lot because the water was freezing. That's right here. Here's your throttle body. It's what the breather hooks into. Now, the throttle body is not your average everyday fuel injection system. The fuel injection system it has injectors going to each piston, or into each cylinder. Now your throttle body injection system, it's like a carburetor that's been gay, alright? A throttle body is pretty much a carburetor with injectors for each barrel. And the injectors squirt gas into the barrels, and then it goes down into the pistons. It actually does have pretty good bit of horsepower to it. Instead of having bowls and everything like a carburetor, it has injectors. Now this right here, that right there is your Vortec. That means it's made with real tornadoes. Alright. Vortec's pretty good. It's a nice high horsepower engine made by Chevrolet. And it does pretty good. It pulls it really good though. Like back earlier in the video when I was telling y'all about how I had my axle just about broke. I was pulling up a hill going to Grant Cedar Mill. By the way, if you have any cedar logs, I will take them to Grant Cedar Mill. They're nice and friendly up there, and it's $85 a ton, which is a pretty good bit. But I was pulling up, and they have a grade that's just about like that. I was pulling up expecting my engine to blow up, but no, it pulled it fine. I didn't even lose any speed going up it. So this engine does what I ask it to, and that's really all I could ask for it. Literally. Put this there we go. Hook that back into there. Alright. Now as you can see, this is pretty crammed tight from your computers and stuff like that. I wish I could take some of that stuff out so it'd be easier to work. Like I could take this whole air filter thing out and put me a circular air filter on top of there, which would save me some space inside my engine. So that's my engine right there. Now I'm going to show you all the inside of my truck. Now this right here is a Chevrolet Cheyenne. It is not a Silverado, which means that it is the work truck version of the Silverado, which means that it has the nice little manual windows and manual door locks. But it does not have carpet in it, because carpet gets dirty. If y'all have ever had carpet in a truck and been muddy, you would know that. It has the rubber or vinyl flooring. I can't remember if it's rubber or vinyl. But you know, that's a pretty nice addition to it, considering what I do. Doesn't get dirty. The best part is when it does get dirty, you can just get a hose and spray it all out. Now this right here is a bow tie for Chevrolet, which that means horsepower. Alright. So now, let's see. This right here is all your gauges. You have your RPM, your speedometer, fuel, battery, oil pressure, and water temperature. Back when I had put water in my truck when it was 15 degrees outside and it was overheating, my water temperature gauge got all the way over to right here, under 260. Under the numbers 260, not the temperature. So, that was not good at all. Right over here now, we have your air conditioning stuff and heat stuff. But, my heat doesn't work, which sucks when it gets 20 degrees outside. So, I'm going to have to work on that some. And right here I have a radio that I got mad and punched it in. It was like sitting out here, and I punched it and it went back in there. Yeah, so logging's a stressful job, but it's fun. This right here is your added horsepower cigarette tray. Got a nice little accessory right there where you can hold cigarettes down in there. This right here are your power outlets. Crap. Now this one and the cigarette lighter does not work, but this one still does. So that's good. Alright, now this right here is your stock speaker system. Adds extra horsepower. This right here is your parking brake, and brake pedal, and gas pedal. That right here is your hat hanging from your gear selector. That adds about 800 horsepower right there now. This is my old CB microphone holder thing. And this right here now, this is your park, reverse, neutral, drive, and your gears. So I have what would be known as a manual automatic, which means that I can put it in drive and drive it automatically, or I can shift the gears from first through third and then drive. I have a 4-speed transmission, automatic. As you can tell, there's not a stick right there. And it pulls good. If you're ever pulling something or trying to go fast, usually you should shift the gears, you know, starting first and then move on to second and then third. I would shift it about 2,500 RPMs, maybe 3,000, depends on how heavy you're trying to pull. But yeah, that's what you need to do if you're pulling something heavy. Is usually you need to put it in like a third gear to have it in a lower gear. It'll go at higher RPMs and it'll go at the speed you want it to with heavy load. Now, this right here is your armrest. As you can tell, it's about to come off. And this one over here did come off. Now, as you can tell, something's up with my door handle. It does not work. So right now I have to do the old John Walton thing, where I roll the window down and open it from the outside. Now I'm about to show y'all the thing that makes this go from a V6 to sounding like a V8. Let me just give y'all a demonstration right fast. This right here's got the 4.3 V6 in it. Oh, crap. Now, I'm going to show y'all what this sounds like. Sounds good, don't it? Let me show y'all the gem that makes it sound like that. Alright, now, over here on your passenger side is where your exhaust is. Now, if you haven't already noticed, mine is off. But I can do that legally because my cat is right there. and I did not have a muffler on my truck whenever it came from the factory. It was just the pipe going back. Had no cats back there, no muffler, no nothing. So I just took it off, and it sounds a lot better. Though it does make it louder in the cab because it's like right under the passenger seat. But it does sound good, and usually that adds like a couple miles to the gallon, yeah. So yeah, if you have a V6 and you want to sound like a V8, I would recommend doing that. It's free. Though you might break your exhaust bolts, it's free. So that's how you make a V6 sound like a V8. This right here is an extended cab, which means I have a back seat. It's great for throwing all that shit that you don't want in the front seat. Got a pair of boots over there, shirt, jacket, backpack, for school purposes. Alright, now that back seat, that's about 30 horsepower right there now. This truck is, see, now the interesting thing about the 4.3 is that has the exact same specs as the 350. Has the same bore, same piston, same stroke. If I had a 350, I could just pull one of them pistons out and put it right in mine. It would work perfectly. And same with like spark plug wire or something like that. It's all the same. The only difference is that 350 has 2 extra cylinders. Alright. So, that's pretty much my truck. Oh yeah, I also have a toolbox back there just in case y'all didn't know that. So where I keep the chainsaw, the gas oil, and all sort of stuff. And that right there, that's your spit bottle. That adds about 800 horsepower right there too. So right now you're looking at pushing about like 1,300 horsepower. But no, in all seriousness, my truck gets around like 270, 290 horsepower. Around that range. So, that's pretty much my truck. It's a good truck. I like it. It was my granddaddy's old truck. It did not sound like that when he was driving it though, but I'm thinking about trading it for like a 2,500. Or at least something with an 8-lug, rear axle, full floating. Something like that where I can pull heavier loads. A lot of people look at this and go, your V6, it doesn't have any horsepower. It does. Alright. I guarantee I could beat any of y'all in a race. And if you had a half ton with 350 in it, same gear ratio and stuff like that, I could probably outpull it. Probably. I don't know though. Now if you had you another V6, I could definitely outpull that. Just because my truck has horsepower. So yeah. Oh, I almost forgot one thing. This right here is the Ultimate Horsepower Edition. Your light switch. Turns your lights on, lights off. Lights on, lights off, lights on, lights off, lights on, lights off, lights on, lights off. That's how my truck is. It's a good truck. I like it. It's a nice truck. And, so yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. Still ain't figured out something to say whenever I'm signing off. So, if y'all have any suggestions, just let me know. I'll try it out a little bit. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. I almost forgot one thing. Copenhagen Snuff. Because Copenhagen Snuff is manly. So, I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.